Many people ask me, how on earth can exercises improve skills like writing, learning, and reading? And then other claims that exercises can improve executive functioning, organizing belongings, and memory too. Is that possible? Yes, it is. I am Marga Grey. I'm the founder of CoordiKids. I have been an occupational therapist for my adult life, which is very long. And I have worked with so many families, literally thousands of families and children over many, many years. And I would love to share how exercise and how the integration of specific activities can develop skills like executive functioning and working memory. So anything we do is built on skills we have learned before. A child is still developing skills. Therefore, anything they do is built on previous development and, of course, experiences as well. So, for example, if a child is misbehaving or having trouble with something like scissors, we should look for the reason behind what is obvious to see. The misbehaving child might be tired, frustrated, feel lonely, or even threatened. The child struggling with the use of scissors might have poor muscle strength in the hands, difficulty with vision, or a lack of experience in using scissors. The same for a child who behaves well and according to our expectations. These children might feel connected, in control of the task that they have at hand, and they might be regulated with a very good self-esteem. For everything, there is an underlying reason, even for the well-behaved and well-coping kids. Sometimes a child is clumsy and uncoordinated. It makes sense to use exercise to improve these skills. But when a child is physically seemingly well-developed, but unorganized with poor emotional regulation, why would exercise help? The reason is that underlying physical skills did not develop according to age expectations. And that is why this child demonstrates behavior that we don't feel is appropriate or that we can see makes the child unhappy. Let me explain. Before birth, the child develops primitive reflexes. And these reflexes help with survival. Some of them support the child during the birth process, some during the first month. We all know, and we all have seen a little baby reacting to a nipple or a touch on the cheeks and open their mouth and move their mouth towards that so that they can be fed. And this is one of the primitive reflexes and is essential for the child or the baby to survive. All the primitive reflexes are integrated and matured towards the end of the first year. They mature at different stages and different ages, but they should all be mature by the end of the first year. And they are then replaced with postural reflexes, which we use for the rest of our life to maintain balance, to make postural changes where necessary, and to support us during many tasks to prevent injuries like falling over. Between the ages of 2 and 4 years, some earlier and some later, we develop many motor skills to enable participation in the mostly physical preschool activities. These are focused on organizing the body to move appropriately, and it includes also the planning of movements. It also includes adapting movements to improve functions, and also the very important coordination of the two sides of the body. It also includes the memory of previous movements, and there are many more of these motor skills that develop in that period of time. So once child can, around the age of roughly 5 years, when they can organize the body, they learn to manipulate and organize the physical environment around the body, and then to organize thoughts and words. They can use all of these to plan events, to prepare to leave the house, and memorize actions, thoughts, and instructions. So these are the first steps towards executive functioning. And also the ability to plan, to focus attention on a specific task, to remember, and to juggle multiple tasks. It includes working memory, flexible thinking, and self-control. In many people, and I want to say adults and children, their motor skills did not fully develop. And there can be many reasons. It can include illness, it can be retained primitive reflexes, and often we cannot even identify the reason. But the outcome is seen in struggles with attention, impulsivity, organizing belongings, and learning. They might be prone to be clumsy in some skills. And often it's not so much that they look so clumsy, but you can see that they avoid some skills, some activities, because they find it tricky and they find it difficult. It might be something like using a knife and fork. And because they find that a little bit tricky, they prefer to eat with their hands. Sometimes it's seen in struggles with sentence construction, spelling, mathematical concepts, remembering homework, and also keeping belongings organized. These skills improve majorly with the correct exercises. Of course, not any exercise, but the ideal exercises to develop those underlying skills. This is the reason why I have often heard that a child's handwriting and spelling improved after a few therapy sessions, during which that child did not touch a pencil or even sit at a table. They developed the underlying physical movements for the noted problems, and it improved. So the reason for physical activity for our health are well known, but developmentally sequenced exercises are essential to developing the child towards improved functioning of the higher order skills necessary for academic learning and coping in life. When a child demonstrates poor handwriting, has oppositional behavior in class, or has challenges with attention, do not stare into the problem scene and try to fix that problem. It will frustrate you and the child. I have seen too many little children coming in fed up with handwriting exercises, fed up with trying to remember how to hold the pencil. It's so much easier and less frustrating to develop the underlying skills. Find the underlying issue. Find the reason for what you are seeing. To develop the underlying, the less obvious will give the best results with minimal frustration. Actually, it will build a positive self-esteem as the child will face achievable goals and become aware of their positive skills as well, while they are developing the reasons for the struggles seen in functional tasks. I hope this will help to identify the underlying issues and to not only focus on what you see, or the terrible handwriting. We need to work on handwriting. That will frustrate you. Find the underlying issue and work on that. It will be so much easier, and it is fun, and you and the child feel positive and excited about the achievements.